Good day, STEM students. This is Ferman L. Maninang, your General Physics 1 teacher. So, to continue our discussion for our Quarter 1, Week 5 activity sheet entitled Vertical Motion and Projectile Motion Case 1, I will continue discussing kinematic quantities of objects in projectile motion 1. So, start na tayo sa vertical component. So, ito yung mga vertical component ng ating motion. So notice that the velocity is increasing due to the acceleration of gravity. So hinihila kasi siya ng gravity, so the motion is accelerated due to gravity. So the first is acceleration due to gravity. In some books ang ginagamit G, in some books A sub G or acceleration sub G. It is equal to positive 9.8 meter per second square since object will speed up as it moves downward. So I would like to emphasize that I am using positive to emphasize the speeding up or the increase in velocity. So yung ibang books, di ba, remember, ginagamit nila negative to emphasize the downward motion. Pero marami ka kasing papalitan na signs doon sa mga given. So instead, I am using 9.8 to emphasize speed up. So yung change in velocity niya is increasing. So, positive yung kanyang slope, kaya 9.8 meter per second square positive. And then number 2, height, d sub y. So notice that if we are referring to the vertical component, we are using a subscript y. It is the vertical displacement component of the trajectory. Most often, it is given in the word problem. So ito yan. Siya yan. Okay? So usually, binibigay daw siya sa problem. Third, time. It is the time from the point of release up the end of the trajectory. So, ang equation niya is t is equal to square root of 2d over acceleration or acceleration due to gravity. So, saan ba galing yan? So, notice that the balls will hit the ground at the same time. So, to get the time for a projectile, it is just the same as getting the time for a free-falling object. So, kung gaano siya katagal bumagsak dito, ay parehas lang dito. So to get that, we will be just using the equation number 2 for free-falling objects, which is d sub y. So mapansin nyo, nilagyan lang natin siya ng y to emphasize that it is a vertical component is equal to initial velocity t plus acceleration due to gravity multiplied to the square of time divided by 2. Since initial velocity is 0, ito yung may iwan. So acceleration t square na lang siya over 2. And then, since nasa ibaba si 2, itataas. Dahil lahat na nasa ibaba ay tinataas. 2d sub y is equal to ag times that square of time. So, since nasa itaas si ag, lahat na nasa itaas ay ibinababa. So, may iwan dito si t square na lang. To remove the square root lang natin yung buong equation. So, we'll have t is equal to square root of 2d sub y divided by acceleration. Fourth, vertical initial velocity. So since the initial velocity is horizontal, there is no vertical component. So 0 siya. Okay? Next, vertical final velocity. So it is the vertical component of the projectile's velocity. This is just equal to the final velocity of a free falling body with 0 initial velocity. So kung naalala nyo, sabay naman silang tumatama sa ground. So hindi ibig sabihin magkasimbili sila kasi nga may kasama pa yung projectile natin na component velocity. So pero sabay silang tumatama sa ground, so we could assume that the vertical component of the motion is the same. So we will just use the equation for free falling object, which is final velocity is equal to acceleration times time. Saan galing yan? So galing lang yan sa first equation. So final velocity is equal to initial velocity plus acceleration multiplied to time. So since vi is 0, ito yung may iwan sa atin. And then we will just put y there para maging vertical final velocity. And then for the horizontal component, the horizontal components natin, notice that the arrows have the same length. So they are moving in constant motion. So simple lang dito, ang ginagamit lang dito ay yung equation for average velocity. So first, we are talking about range. Range is the distance which is horizontal. So horizontal distance yan. Horizontal distance component of the trajectory mathematically expressed as, okay, so galing yan sa speed is equal to distance over time. So yung time nasa ilalim, itinaas. So ito lang yung pagkuha niya. Multiply mo lang yung horizontal velocity multiplied to the time. Yung nakuha natin kanina doon sa vertical, yan din siya. Siya rin yung time na yon. Okay, so ito yung range. So ito yung kanyang point of release sa baba niyan, papunta roon sa dulo ng trajectory. So yan yung ating range. Mas malaki ang horizontal velocity, mas malaki ang horizontal velocity, mas malaki ang range or yung horizontal displacement. Okay? Next, horizontal velocity, v sub x. Velocity equal to the initial velocity. Usually, ito na yung given kasi nga, parehas lang yan dahil constant ang horizontal motion. So, kung ano ang initial velocity, yun din yung final horizontal velocity. Kasi nga, again, it is constant. It is neither speeding up nor slowing down. So, to get the resultant velocity of a projectile, ito na yung velocity nung projectile, tangential to the curve. Kasi nga, di ba, curve yun. Kailangan mo yung straight path for the velocity. So, tangential to that, we could get that using this. Ito yung ano, di ba? Ito yung horizontal. Ito yung ating resultant vector. Tapos, ito yung ating resultant vector. Kung papansin, ito yung horizontal, ito yung vertical, ito yung resultant. So, ito yung motion, pinagsaman itong dalawa na to. And then, para dito, pag pinagsaman yung dalawa na yan, ito yung motion niya. Dito, pag pinagsaman yung dalawa na yan, ito yung motion niya. And finally, dito, pag pinagsaman yung dalawa na yan, ito yung motion niya. Usually, pag tinatanong lang naman kung ano yung velocity niya just before it hits the ground. Pero pwede mong kunin kahit saan dyan, following yung equation na ituturo ko sa inyo. So, first, we have the horizontal component, v sub x, and then we have the vertical component, v sub y. So again, kahit saan point naman yan, pili lang kayo kung anong pair ng velocity yung kukunin nyo. So usually, final velocity x ang kinukuha, tapos final velocity y ang kinukuha. And then, lipat ko lang sa kabila yan para maging familiar sa inyo yung shape. So nilipat ko lang dito sa kabila yung v sub y. And then, connecting the two vectors, so we will have our resultant velocity. So, ito na siya. Pag pinagsama natin yung dalawa na yan, ito na yung resultant velocity niya. So, familiar na kayo sa shape. It is yung right triangle. So, since this is a right triangle, we could use Pythagorean theorem. So, it is just c square is equal to a square plus b square. So, yung hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of the sides. So, palitan natin yung mga ano yan. So, yung hypotenuse natin, we have the resultant vector. We will square that is equal to the sum of the squares ng final velocity x and then final velocity y. So, again, hindi naman kailangan final velocity palagi. Kahit anong pair ng mga velocity ron, makukuha mo yung resultant velocity ron following this equation. And then, to remove the square root natin yung buong, yung buong equation, we will have resultant velocity is equal to the square of the final velocity sub x and plus the final velocity sub y square. Tapos kunin mo yung square root na. So makukuha mo na ngayon yung magnitude ng resultant velocity kung gaano siya kabilis. Now, yung direction, we could use trigonometric function kasi nga right triangle to, di ba? So we have here the angle theta. So familiar tayo sa mathematics, ito yung angle natin. Tapos, we could label this opposite kasi nasa kabilang side siya ng theta natin and then adjacent, yung katabi siya ng theta natin. So, familiar na tayo sa opposite saka adjacent. So, ito yung ating trigonometric function. We have the SOHCAHTOA. So, sa SO, we have sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Sa CA, cosine is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Tangent or tan is equal to opposite over adjacent. Since ang given natin ay adjacent and opposite, wala tayong hypotenuse. Meron tayong adjacent side, meron tayong opposite side. So, yung dalawa, yung SO at saka ka, wala naman siyang dalawa na to. Ang meron lang is TOA. We will be using TOA. So, yung tangent is equal to opposite divided by adjacent. So, yan yun. Ganyan ang pagtingin mo. Titingnan mo muna kung anong meron ka. So, meron kang opposite, meron kang adjacent. Yun. Okay? So, yan na. Tan theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. And then, tan theta, palitan natin, ano yung opposite sides? Yung opposite side natin kanina, yung vertical component, which is the y, velocity y. So, again, hindi naman kailangan laging final velocity. any velocity, any pair of velocity na meron tayo doon, pwede. So, yung final velocity sa y divided by final velocity sa x. Huwag magkakabaligtad yan. Mag-iiba lang sagot yan. So, lagi nasa ibabaw si y, nasa ilalim si x. Opposite over adjacent. Vertical over horizontal. So, to get theta, kailangan natin siyang ilipat sa kabilang side, which is inverse tan. So, kung familiar din kayo, yung cotangent, kapag wala kayong shift tan, ang ginagamit nyo, calculator ng laptop, you could use cotangent. Now, I will put links doon sa post ko nito. Lalagyan ko yan ng links ng YouTube kung paano gawin sa scientific calculator or sa computer, no? Kung paano ipipindutin yung shift tan. Pero alam ko familiar na kayo yan since STEM students tayo. Forget the angle. I hope you enjoyed learning about projectile motion. In general physics, kalma lang.